So morning lovelies, starting where you want to, either in a seated position or lying on your mat. And just get comfortable for a moment. It always takes us a few moments just to, first of all, fidget physically and find our comfortable spot. And then allow the breath just to start settling. And then when we've done that, maybe the mind can just start to slow down a little bit. As we observe the breath in our belly, that draws our mind into the present moment and what we're doing, our physicality. And as you just breathe now, try to feel the release of any tension, any worries. Relax the nervous system. Relax any muscles that feel tense up until now. And just come into your own space, ignoring anything around you that would normally grab your attention. Focus on the temperature around your nostrils as you breathe. And like a snow globe, settles when you set it down still. We follow that same pattern of just slowing down. The muddled mind becomes clear. And we have clarity. Have a moment also to send down your roots. If you're seated, perhaps your tailbone feels like the right place to root down from Muladhara. Or if you're lying down, you can imagine it from your feet. And as you see your roots bury themselves so deeply into the earth, find the core of the earth and perhaps visualize a beautiful silvery white orb of light that your roots sink into. And draw up that light through your roots to your body. Allow that silvery bright white light to infuse all your cells and just to hover around you in like a mist. Beautiful vibration. So if you're lying down, we're going to come up for meditation. Just draw the knees in. If you're already seated and you just want to flex a little bit, get a bit more comfortable. Have a moment to rock and then join me seated. And we'll practice mindfulness of breath today. Although it's a practice we often do, it has those lovely 4 stages where the concentration on the breath allows us to just quieten everything else that's going on in the mind. And then when we are that quiet and our brain waves have sort of dropped from beta into the upper alpha brain waves, then we can just sort of fall into a bit more of a meditative state when we relax that counting and just being in that space, just being you, just breathing, being in the now. So it's usually about 5 minutes that this lasts, and I'll just sort of transition you through the stages when I move through them as well. So just rest hands to Dhyana Mudra. Take a few moments to find your comfortable space. Just relax your face and shoulders. Close the eyes. Just gentle belly breaths. And then the first part, we'll count the out breath, 1 to 10. Relaxing as you do this. And don't rush. Experience the full breath. After 10, count the in-breath. And after 10 in-breaths, just relax all counting. Continue breathing. And then just hone your awareness on the breathing now to the nostrils, to the feeling of the moving chest and belly, back of your body. And then just gently, when you're ready, coming back. Just take another breath and just slowly blinking your eyes open and coming back. Take a nice deep breath and noticing how that practice felt. Mindfulness of breath. Notice if you could have stayed there longer. There'll be times when you think, oh, I could have really had another few minutes there, or that was just enough and your mind was thinking about the next thing. So just observe where you are with that from time to time. It could be a reflection of what's going on in life, of being over busy, too much to do. Anyway, so we'll come into our first pose. We're going to take mantis. Have a lovely long stretch through the back. This is a bend into the knee. So if you need to support behind the knee joint, a rolled blanket or a sort of a soft cushion can always be quite comfortable. Otherwise, taking knees wide and just let's bring our body down. A bit like Hastabalasana, wide knees and legs. And just resting here. If you want a little cushion under the chest, that can be quite comfortable. And this is really lovely for stretching the length of the back. And also if you're feeling on the inner thighs, then liver and kidneys. Nice deep breaths. Noticing the parts where you really feel this pose. Is it top of the hip flexors and inner thighs? Or is it the upper back between the shoulder blades? And just keep relaxing, looking through the body. Maybe the forearms and elbows need to just shift to relax more. If at any time you need to come out of this pose or loosen out of it, please do. How do you feel in this pose today? Is it challenging? Is it a little bit difficult one side? Or is it really relieving an area? Is there anything else you can relax? And we'll take one more deep breath here. Gently lift the head really slowly. It's been very low to the mat, and then gently coming up. And as you bring your arms back to your body, feeling that lovely stretch that you've had through the upper back, Noticing how it feels in the tops of the legs as well. And finding neutral pose. Deep breath. Nice sigh, perhaps on the exhale. Take your time to find the relaxation here. I find it doesn't happen immediately. It maybe takes 2 or 3 breaths to really let everything soften and ease to the mat. Take a moment to reflect on what you're feeling now. Perhaps there's a lovely tingling on the tops of your feet, just to the sides of your shin and your calves. Noticing anything around the tops of the legs as well. And upper back. And following your breath. So when you're ready, just draw knees in, right one then left. We're going to come into swan next. Now, I know some of you will find this difficult with one or other knee. So whilst we're in this position, I can show you the reverse way of doing this. So we'll start when we come into swan with the right knee bent. And but if you need to do it in the reverse, then just bring the right foot onto your left knee and then draw the left thigh away from the mat. And we often call this threading the needle as well, but it's another way of finding that stretch, but in a reverse position. Okay, so if you need to do that, and I know, Rita, sometimes you do need to do that. Otherwise, coming up, and we'll come into swan. I like to have a cushion handy for buttock, just to rest on. And we'll draw right knee forwards, left leg behind. And then, if you want to, leave enough space for you to be able to bring the body forward as well. It's nice to start upright. You get a little bit of a stretch through the wrists and arms, stimulating the meridians there, heart and lungs and small and large intestine. And it's nice to sense that little curve in the lumbar spine. And we can begin to relax the deeper muscles of the buttocks and feeling what we feel in our thighs. And then when you're ready, you can just come onto elbows or all the way down with your arms, whatever feels right for you. Use a block for your head if you want to. Or you can just let the head hang down between the shoulders. And again, with this pose, it's quite intense, so if you need to come out sooner rather than later, please do. Notice if your abdominal muscles are tight and your breath is quite shallow. And just as I draw your awareness to this, maybe you can breathe to the belly now and expand the belly. And feel the movement of breath into the chest and back. Relaxing gently even more the buttock and thigh. Trying to relax a little bit through your shoulders and let the chest fall between the shoulders. And seeing if now you can soften your face, the cheeks and jaw. And rotate your awareness back to your breath. How do you feel in this pose? Does it feel quite nourishing today, or is it challenging and uncomfortable? This is a lovely pose for balancing your stomach and spleen meridian, as well as the other meridians through your legs, the liver, gallbladder, the kidney and bladder, all of them. So let's take a deep breath. And slowly working your way out. And as you gently rotate yourself back into neutral Shavasana, just feel everything start to sort of flood and flow through that right leg where we've had it in compression. So the organs in traditional Chinese medicine are very linked with emotions. The kidney, fear. The liver is anger. And so when we're experiencing these emotions, it can affect the quality of our organs. And it might show up that there is an imbalance in that organ, not in a Western disorder or disease way, but just an imbalance of the energy, which if left sort of unattended to, can sometimes lead to a dis-ease of some sort. But even if we're not experiencing anger or fear in the moment, it's lovely to work with the meridians and the organs for balance. So just noticing what you're feeling from that right side to the left side of your body. Different sensations. And then as that fades, let's draw the knees in. We'll come into the other side. If you need to do the same again in a reverse position, literally just put the left foot on the right knee and pull the right leg away. But otherwise, we can come up. Left knee bent, right leg extended behind. Cushion for the buttock. Use the supports that you want to. And then if you want to come straight down onto elbows, please do. I quite like to just have a few breaths, few moments in this upright position. It just starts the stretch off gently. And then when you're ready, you can come down. Nice deep breaths. And just enjoying the time when I'm not talking, purposely giving you mental space to feel and observe how this pose progresses. Noticing what this pose reveals to you. Does it take some time for you to relax and let go? Noticing your breath, whether it feels quite restricted and tight, or the belly to chest breath feels lovely and open. Can you move more deeply into the pose? Does that feel right? And if you do, does it affect your breath? Where are you most feeling this pose today? Wherever your hands are they relaxed? Are your shoulders creeping up to your ears, or can they drop and be soft? Let's take the last deep breath here. Slowly lifting your head and then slowly coming out of the pose. Enjoying everything that moves now. I don't know if you feel it like I do, but when we come out of these poses, I feel like you can be the most body conscious that you can be, feeling the knee, the hip, how it feels on your feet. Lovely deep breaths, relaxing. Where can you feel the tingling the most? Is it the sole of your foot, your left foot, or the top of the foot? Or maybe it's sort of inner thighs. There's a lovely coolness where chi is just shifting. It's said that when we have balanced chi in our body and it's flowing harmonious, then no ailments. Let's draw knees in. We're going to come into a twist, cat's tail next. So as I'm lying this way, I'm going to turn to the right. So if you come into lying on the right hand side, draw the left knee up and over, bending into that knee. And then if you can grab your foot, great, with left hand, right foot. If you can't, it doesn't matter. You can use a strap if you want to, but otherwise just leave the leg extended and then just gently rolling back. If you've got a cushion handy, then you can allow your head to relax. Actually, I'm just going to grab a little head cushion because you'll find that you can really release a lot more into your neck. Oops. Or just cradle your head with your right hand. You can do that too as well. Gently rolling back. Lovely twist here. And if you are holding your foot, you can feel a lovely stretch in the quad of the right leg and around, stretching over that right knee as well. Deep breath. Relax. Try and relax around your buttocks, lower back, and certainly the sides of the waist. Often tension creeps back in. But head and neck as well. And you can close your eyes if you want to and just feel where the breath moves in your body. Keep checking through for muscular tension. And even if you're holding your foot, try not to hold it too tight. Just have a gentle grip. As you breathe to the belly, you'll feel the breath kind of twist through your body and the movement in the left lung. Keep relaxing, just checking in with your head and neck. Noticing where you feel this most in your body and spine and back. And then one more deep breath. We'll slowly come out. Release your foot. Just lower your leg down. Roll back onto your side and then onto your back. Gentle, minimal movement. And just, as always, take a few moments to feel that after effect of the twist. Where can you feel chi moving? Follow the sensation, follow the temperature. And then gently we'll hug knees in. Coming over to the other side. So I'm just going to swivel so that I can face you. So as before, start lying on your left side now. Right leg gets drawn over. Nice bend in the knee, parallel with the hip. Grab your foot only if you can. If you can't, don't worry. And then either a pillow or using your hand to cradle your head and neck so that you can relax into this pose. Gently just rotate your body back. I like to sort of start this very slowly and the pose kind of develops over the time. Leaning gently a little bit more when everything softens. First of all, just start to find where there's tension and relaxing. Certainly lower back, perhaps buttocks and the waist. Following your breath, noticing if it's quite shallow to the belly, or you can really direct it to the belly and then feel the flow up to the chest, into the collarbone, the clavicle area, and the movement of the shoulder. Any twist works your digestive system, so you might find your tummy might rumble and chi is moving within. Again, just if you're holding your foot, a nice light grip. And keep exploring that shoulder rotating backwards. Keep just noticing if there's any tension that you've become unaware of, that you can let go. And then when you're ready, one more breath. Let's release the foot. Roll onto the side and then roll onto the back. Take your time. Finding neutral spine. Let everything just fall back into place. Relax the head and neck. Chin may tuck in a little. And just aware of where you feel that after effect of the twist. Perhaps hold through the whole body. Legs, tops of the legs, the pelvis, belly, upper back and spine. Perhaps even a little bit of sensation flowing through your arms and hands. So draw knees in. Yogi's choice for this last one. Waterfall or bench. So bringing the legs up, raise legs, let everything drain, or lying back over the cushion in bench if you feel that you just need to sort of have a bit more of a back bend, a gentle back bend into the body. pick your pose. I'm going to go with bench because I did waterfall yesterday. But choose. You might find that you do one and then feel that you actually I want to move into the other one. Whichever one you choose, nice deep breaths. They're both very lovely, relaxing ones to end your practice. Both lovely for your throat energy. You can draw your awareness to third eye. Draw your awareness to your belly and just follow the breaths for as long as you can before your mind wanders off. And as you exhale, imagine bringing a smile to all of your organs, a smile to your heart, to your lungs, your liver and gallbladder, imagine there's a smile on each of your kidneys, and your spleen, your stomach, bladder, and a nice big smile through your digestive system, large and small intestine. You can almost imagine little cartoon-like faces on all of these organs internally with a big grin, happy eyes. So we'll gently come out of this pose, whether it's waterfall or bench. Waterfall, lowering your legs down gently. Bench, just lifting enough to take the cushion away. Just have a few breaths in neutral spine before we come into relaxation. Deep inhale, and maybe a lovely long sigh on the exhale. And just enjoying whatever you're feeling through the body. Nice smiley body. So if you want to remain lying down, please do. Pull over a blanket or use cushions. And coming to seated if that is something you prefer, just to relax. Always check in with your body, even though you usually do the same thing. Every time, just notice if it is what you want to do today. And allow the body to take whatever pose it wants. So we've got a lovely little reading here about a flower. A flower can be linked with a symbol of growth and rebirth. So consider a single flower in full bloom, the colour in the petals, the connection to the stalk, how each petal is formed, and the differences and the similarities. How natural and beautiful it is. The shading and the subtle changes caused by the light. This flower is at its peak of perfection. And soon the petals will open and then fall. A seed pod will develop there. The seeds will scatter. Some will find earth in which to rest, and in the natural cycle of things will stay dormant until the time is right. The light and the temperature trigger the new growth. A tiny shoot will develop and grow, emerging from the soil. Larger leaves will unfold, and then a stalk carrying a tiny green bud will emerge. And as this swirls through the casing, the flower bud will appear and form into another flower, just like this one. The light and the shade will allow its true beauty to be enjoyed again. Natural beauty, colour, light, shade, perpetual change. The seasons, the death and the decay, the rebirth, growth and perfection. The natural cycle of living things. So just leaving that lovely little image of that life cycle with a flower. Take a few moments to be still. So gently now. No need to move, just come back to your breath and maybe take a deep breath. Feel yourself in the room, even if your eyes are closed. Notice the temperature around you. And then you can start just gently moving fingers and toes, or perhaps just moving the head down, up, side to side. Gently coming back to your physical being. And if you're lying down, you can begin to hug knees in. Feeling good. Knowing that the rest of your day is going to be well, all is well. And if you have a moment later just to daydream about the segments of your day coming up, the bit before lunch and then lunch, afternoon, going into evening meal and then late evening, and just imagining how it will play out and how everything will be harmonious, on time, and it will all run smoothly. If you plan it ahead, you're likely to see it transpire. So gently join me seated. Still imagining all those happy smiley faces on your internal organs. And then we can bring hands to heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.